It's always great to be back on Super Wednesday, and tonight I'll and
Oh,
more
so
about X39 alone. Just like what Pochu mentioned just now, I was trained and I worked as a pharmacist for over 10 years in the retail, hospital, and also corporate. And in my line of work, I've seen of my nurse when they actually go through taking a lot of long-term medications, and it really destroys their organs over time. Medication is not to take long term because it's only there to manage our symptoms temporary. So that's why a lot of people they don't understand how medicine work. And as they visit doctors, if the medication does not work for them, the doctor can only change to another stronger type of medication. And at the end of it, you are loaded with bags and bags of medications. I've seen a lot of people when they come into the pharmacy to buy medications, it's not one or two boxes. If you understand how Malaysia pharmacy works, a lot of Singaporeans that travel to Johor to buy their medication supplies, and they buy in 6 months, 1 year kind of supply because cheap. That's how the industry works in Malaysia. But when I used to practice in England, there's no such thing. You cannot buy medication just like that. You have to go through a GP, they have to write you a prescription, and then you send the prescription to the pharmacy to collect your medication. So that's why it's not very controlled here in Malaysia. And I've been back for 15 years and the pharmacy scene is still like that. That's why a lot of people, when they over medicate and they don't control, when they buy like that, they don't control the way they consume. And a lot of people, they get into problem after that. This is my experience and I would like to share it with you guys so that you all don't fall into the same trap that a lot of people are getting into. 3 years ago, I actually quit my profession and ventured into wellness. And in this journey of mine, I can tell you that it's so fulfilling. It's something that I have been seeking for to help people to regain their health. I couldn't find that with medication. I love this company's slogan. It says, live long, live well, live younger. Wow, so impressed when I see this because I don't think that any pharmaceutical companies can put a slogan like this. No way. Because drugs, medication don't make us live well, live younger. We probably live longer, but not a better quality of life. This is what actually interests me. For a first timer today, this will be a very good introduction. For those of you who have been listening to our Zooms, this will be a very good refresher. I would like to make a disclaimer first, and Lifewave is a general wellness company. It's not intended to treat, cure, or diagnose any medical condition. Just like any supplement company, they cannot make claims. But we have seen a lot of improvements on people that are using these amazing patches. Today, we are here to share our experience. Let's talk about who is the man behind this company. And he's such a noble man because he has helped so many people regain their health naturally. This is a truly remarkable company. And David Smith, he himself is not just the founder, he's also the CEO and also a world-class scientist, guys. So he doesn't outsource any of his work. He does everything in the lab on his own. From researching to manufacturing, everything is done by him. That's why the quality control of a company is very important. And Lifewave has been around for 21 years. It started in America. It's an American science and technology company. And over the 21 years, the company has obtained 200 patents. Now, if you understand how patents work, is that you cannot get a patent by buying in America. You have to submit to the US government to say that the technology works on human being. On what basis? Then the US government will issue you a patent. Lifewave also have 80 clinical studies. They are done by doctors. That's why over these 21 years, David Smith, he has achieved a lot for the company. No drugs, non-invasive, no side effects. And in America, it's classified as Class 1 medical device. This is something that's very important. If you guys are using something, make sure you all do your own study. This is the reason why Lifeway patches are not sold on pharmacy shelves. A lot of people ask, how come if the product is so good, how come I cannot find it in any pharmacies? The reasoning is because if we put this on the shelf to sell in any pharmacies, people that buy will not understand how to use this. It's not a technology that you can buy and use. It has to be guided properly And that's why we have daily Zooms to make sure that you use it with the best effect. A bit about the history of the company. Before Lifewave, actually, David Smith was involved in mini submarines projects for the US Navy SEALs. Now, if you understand Navy SEALs, they are not normal soldiers. They are very versatile. If you want them to fly, they can fly. If you want them to climb the mountains, they can. If you want them to go deep down under the sea, in the sea, they can. So over the years, David Smith has actually accumulated a lot of international awards, especially for his invention. This is something of the past of David Smith. They are all fully automated with less labor. It actually automates the entire process of manufacturing and also distribution. This is something that is actually hard labor work. Okay? So I want to share with you a bit about how the company began. And it's so important because we want to understand the history of this company. And in 2004, David Smith invented the first patch, which is called the Energy Enhancer. So then this patch is basically used by the US SEALs. But the effects were so good to boost energy during their training. One of the swim coach, he was the 6-time US Olympic swim coach called Richard Quick. You can look him up on YouTube. He was introduced Lifewave patches and he used it on his lady swimmers that were actually training to participate in Olympics. And 6 out of 8 of these lady swimmers broke personal lifetime records. Totally amazing while using Energy Enhancer. Because of this incident, over 1,000 people came forward to wanting to become Lifewave distributors. And everything has a positive and negative side. Lifewave went under the spotlight and went into investigation because of this. This news broke out in 2004, and David Smith and the company was called up for accusation of these female swimmers that actually broke personal best records. Then USADA actually requested to look into what were the ingredients in these patches. They wanted to see if there were any drugs inside, any stimulants that could cause these swimmers to actually broke their personal best records. Amazingly, the lab report came back to say that these patches contain no substances on the prohibited list. Everything inside the patches were organic. Nothing, no substance, no stimulants, right? So then subsequently, a lot of other professional athletes, well-known athletes, use these patches. Michael Phelps, multiple gold medalist swimmer, American. David Beckham, if you know Serena Williams. Last year, Mike Tyson, at 58 years old, he was training for his exhibition fight and he used the patches. Now, none of these athletes were actually paid sponsors by Lifewave. I'll give you an example of a famous athlete that is actually a paid sponsored. His name is Cristiano Ronaldo, a very famous footballer. He's paid millions per life. So that is the difference between paid sponsorship, and all these athletes were not paid by Lifewave. Lifewave has not sponsored any athletes this way. They're simply the coaches or family and friends actually recommended to the youth. These athletes are professionals and they cannot simply use anything. Even supplements taken inside, they have to be actually researched by their medical team. They do not contain any substances and they can compete professionally. If they are found guilty, they can be actually banned lifetime. They are very strict professionals. Of course, this celebrity of ours also is using Lifewave. His name is Chef Wan. You all know that he's battling cancer. Huh? So then you can see in his videos, he's actually using the patches. All right. And they are using this technology to help their patients to get well faster as well. These are the doctors that are truly have the heart for people, so then their patients can get well faster. You can look them up on YouTube as well. If you know Dr. Timothy Low, I had the privilege to speak to him when he was in KL. So a lot of accolades. He is one of the doctors that actually uses technology advancement to help his patients get well as well. Truly amazing. We hope that a lot of other medical doctors, pharmacists, nutritionists will come on board as well on this good cause together with us, so then we can achieve the dream that David Smith has always wanted. Let's talk a bit about stem cells, right? And why is it such a powerful cell in our body that is actually the master cells to all our organs. If you understand what stem cells are, it can actually replace and repair any damaged cells in our body. Now, today, if I have memory loss, that means part of my brain cells are actually damaged. If I can replenish back healthy stem cells into my body, these healthy stem cells can actually regenerate and repair any damaged cells in my brain. Same for my kidneys, same for my liver as well. That's why stem cells are so valuable. So then, the most precious stem cells are found in ladies that actually deliver babies in the umbilical cord. A lot of times when after they deliver, they don't have the money to keep their stem cells because it's very expensive. So what hospital actually does, it actually extracts the stem cells and they can sell it with the consent, of course. This is one way of getting stem cells through infusion. It can be from animals and plants as well. Now, every living thing has stem cells. This is how we get stem cells. And in layman's term, stem cells are basically the foundation to all our organs. If I have to actually compare it with construction, before we actually build a building, we need to have bricks, mortars, metal to hold the building for 100, 200 years or as long as possible so it doesn't collapse. So stem cells is the same in our body. So that if we have enough healthy stem cells, all our organs can function properly, just like a building that can stand for 100, 200 years. It's the same concept. This is taken from the British Scientific Journal. And you can see this during our baby age. On average, we have about 10 billion stem cells on average. Can you see the quantum drop? And by the age of 60, we only have 5% remaining. That's why we have a lot of aches and pains. Our organs don't function properly. We have heart attacks, Alzheimer's, we have high blood pressure, we have diabetes, and things like that. This is natural aging. Now, what we are wanting to do here is to improve the quality of life during our golden age. Yeah, nobody likes to be in pain. Nobody likes to be on tons of medication. Everybody wants the freedom to move, to be able to play with our children, to be able to travel the world when we are 70, 80 years old. And this is what we want to achieve with Lifewave. All right. So then this is the biggest problem with human beings today. And you can see that people in their teens, their 20s, 30s, they're already degenerating faster than 30 years ago because of radiation, because of our food choices, processed food, because of not enough sleep, stress, things like that. So then it affects all our organs, just like what you're seeing here right now on this page. Every part of our body is degenerating faster. And this is true as well because Pantai Hospital released this statement. You can go to their website and look at this. I extracted it out for your convenience. And look at this, by 2040, 1 in 10 individuals in Malaysia will receive a cancer diagnosis in their lifetime. And every 1 in 10 males and every 1 in 9 females has the risk of developing cancer. They cannot release statement like this. It's because they've been collecting data over the years. People coming in for cancer treatment, they can only release statements like this. Don't you think that this is very worrying? And it's so crazy because I've seen friends of mine in their 30s, 40s, already breast cancer, liver cancer, and things like that. This is something to take note of. What can we do to protect ourselves? This is very important. No matter how clean we eat these days, whether you pick up vegetable from the organic section or not, there's still tons of pesticide. The pollution from the air that we breathe is all polluted. So we need to find a way to detox every single day. We minimize. So stem cells are so powerful, it can regenerate every part of our organ that is broken. These are the things that it can do. Everything stem cells. That's why people go for stem cells injection, which I'm going to talk about later on. And it's so powerful and it's so expensive. And if you have tried so many things, whether acupuncture, surgery, meditation, cupping, and things like that, juicing, supplements, and yet your body still doesn't feel right, maybe this technique is something that you consider. This is something that is so convenient. What you need to do is just remove the sticker and patch it on your neck, and it goes to work. How can we reactivate our own stem cells naturally? This is what Lifewave does the best. In 2019, the most powerful patch came about after 10 years of research and development in the stem cells market. David Smith launched X39. This is something that all of us should take note of because X39 can reactivate and increase the quality and quantity of stem cells in our body. So it's not third party, it's not from somebody else's body. It's not from animals, it's not from plants. It's your own body activation. Powerful. It can reset 3,000 to 4,000 genes to a younger and healthier state. And when you use it for 6 months, your organs can regenerate by 8.5 years. In America, you cannot simply release a statement like this. You have to prove to the US government before you can actually release a statement like this. We cannot stop our chronological age, but we can reverse our cellular age. This is not anti-aging. This is what we call reverse aging. We can still turn back the time. This for the first time, people that are actually coming to Zoom, this is what it looks like. Just a little patch like this. I was very skeptical when I saw this technology, but I really thank myself for really trying because I was also suffering from a lot of health issue, especially my gut. If I don't fix it, I either end up in stroke, Alzheimer's, dementia, and all these serious illnesses over time. That's why when I'm young, I need to take care, which I never did before. This is something that is truly remarkable. And this is what we call the telomere. You look at the blue parts of this telomere, right? Over time, it actually gets shorter, the blue part. Right? So the shorter we are, the less healthy we become. So what X39 can do, can you see the red arrow? It actually increases the length of the telomere. So this is our DNA, the entire picture. So when your telomere actually increases, you live longer, healthier. If you are from science classes, you will know this. Okay? So 100 million cells die per minute. So if you are sick and we are exposed to more radiation, even more cells die per minute. Looking at the screen, there's also a certain kind of radiation as well. Yeah, that's why I need my X39. So your skin cells, if normal human being can regenerate in 28 days. Your liver cells, 500 days. Your intestine cells, 3 days. Red blood cells, 120 days. White blood cells, a few hours. So if you have more healthy stem cells in your body, then your body can regenerate faster as well. Okay, so this is a very important note, all right? Because a lot of times we take things for granted and we just tell ourselves that nothing happens to us, that means nothing. Actually, it's not like that. Every single second, our cells are dying. Yeah, so this is something that we cannot buy. Okay? And this is basically the percentage of stem cells remaining at certain age. Right? And by 60 years old, 5% remaining. So imagine if we can reactivate our stem cells and reset our organs to a younger, healthier states. Isn't that beautiful? So this is what X39 and Aeon can do. So X39 increases the quantity and quality of stem cells. Aeon reduces the inflammation, promotes sleep, promotes relaxation. Okay? You don't have to go back to baby's age. Some people ask me, Chin Hua, if I patch for 10 years, will I become a baby again? I don't think so. But what it can do is that it gives us back the bonus time. It keeps us healthier. Yeah? It minimizes the risk of a lot of other illnesses that we could possibly have. Yeah? This is what the secret is. The longevity is inside our body, guys. Something that I want to share today, and please take note of this, is GHK-Cu. It's what we call copper peptide. I'll talk a bit about copper peptide and why is it so powerful. What it does is that the main function of copper peptide is it can reproduce healthy stem cells. If you look at this study, what it says that it can improve tissue repair, it can replace damaged nerves, skin, lung, connective tissue, bone, liver, stomach, basically every part of our organs. Okay? And most importantly, GHK-Cu copper peptide can have multi-anti-cancer activities and anti-inflammatory actions. It can repair your DNA and it can also activate cell cleansing. Yeah. This is something that if we have enough copper peptide in our body, we have a lot of all this production. Our cells can regenerate. So this is the function of copper peptide and it is in our blood. Copper peptide was actually younger liver cells into 80-year-old liver cells. It can exhibit the same function of younger liver cells. So then in the blood of adults age 20, there's 200 nano, 250%. Yeah. That's why our stem cells cannot reproduce anymore because we have lesser copper peptide. Been proven to repair the body's own function. Yes, is the secret to longevity. So what X39 does best is that it actually increases the copper peptide in our body that in turns reproduce healthy stem cells production. Yeah. 39 inside the patch doesn't contain stem cells. What it does is it reactivates copper peptide. It reproduces copper peptide. Okay, so that is the main function. You can also get copper from food intake, liver, oyster, potato, peanuts, cashew nuts, and things like that. Yeah. There's only so much that we can eat. We cannot eat liver every day, or oyster, or even salmon. Okay, you'll find a way that is safe, non-invasive to increase the copper in our body again, and that's X39. This is what I want to share with you, the quality science behind Lifewave. And I love Lifewave because it's not a mumbo-jumbo company. Whatever they say, the research and all that, it's all done properly. That's why they have 200 patents and 80 clinical studies. Yeah, this is very important because a lot of other companies, wellness companies, they actually make claims. But when you ask them to produce research papers, they cannot. That's why in America, it's very strict. Okay, so then we need to know exactly what we are using, and it gives us a peace of mind as well. We can sleep well at night as well. David Smith started, he actually invented this machine, and it's called a double helix coil, and it's a big machine. Can you see how big the wheels are? Right? You have to stand inside, inside, all right, AC coil, and then turn on the light frequency. Okay, so what it does is that it resets gene expression and activates stem cells through light emission frequency. David Smith actually did a study on this, and this is very, very interesting. 3 groups of rabbits. So then he tested this on animals that are alive. Okay. The first group is control group. That means it does nothing. And the second group is the injected mesenchymal stem cells, which a lot of wellness clinic out there are actually selling the injections. The third group, he placed them in the double helix coil to see how fast they can actually heal. So what he does is he induced diabetes in rabbits because diabetic wound takes very long to heal. So then this is what he found out. Okay, so he created wound on the ear. Can you see the ear bit? So this is what the rabbits are actually tested on. So he created wounds there. He poked holes, and he wanted to see if it's control, how fast can the wound actually heal. And based on this research, the control group actually healed only about 40% closure, right? But the rabbit that was actually in the DHC coil actually healed faster, much. Okay, so it's about 48%. Okay, so then this is actually something that is very powerful. And he tested it on another group of rabbit, which is actually injectable. And he found out that the group of rabbit that is in the DHC coil and the rabbit that actually was injected with stem cells injection, both studies came out that these both techniques produce the same results in the first 7 days, 25% recovery. So one is without injection, non-invasive, and the other one is with injection. That is very expensive, but the result in 7 days are the same. Concluded that by using light frequency, the rabbits can also heal. This is something that a lot of people do not understand. That's why this entire presentation is so important. So he wanted to turn this into something that's affordable to everybody. That's why in this DC coil, he actually turned frequency, embedded it into the patches to make it affordable to the public. Yeah. So what we are enjoying now, we don't have to have big machines. All we need to do is to have this little patch on our body every single day, and our body can start healing faster and faster. Yeah. So it's powerful. Light frequency is something that is not new. So even Albert Einstein said this 200 years ago, that the future of medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. Yeah. So Nikola Tesla, another genius, right? He's also a scientist. So if you want to find the secrets of the universe, things in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay. Now, our body cells communicate through light, sound, and vibration. These 3 things only. That's how our body communicates. So that's how our brain sends signals to our gut or even our leg. Okay. So it's the same logic. Yeah. So that's why without these three things, light, vibration, and sound, our cells cannot communicate properly. Okay? So how do the Lifewave patches work? So a lot of times people ask me, if this technology is so good, how does it work? I'm very skeptical. What's inside? So I'm here to answer your questions. Okay? We all get energy from the sun. Okay? The plantation and all the animals gets energy from the sun as well. I wanted to just share this with you. If you understand during COVID, when people needed to fly out of the country, the custom has a special thermal camera. You can see what color your body light is. Now, the healthy, the camera shows blue and green. It's the same for everybody, if you have seen this before, okay? So then every single second, our body is emitting energy that cannot be seen with the naked eye. Blue, it can be green, it can be yellow. And when you use them on your body, what happens is that the active ingredients inside, that's everything is organic, is made of crystalline amino acids, some sugar, water, oxygen. That's it. There's no chemical, there's no drugs inside. What happens is that when you patch it on your body, the crystal melts and it forms something like this, which is called a crystal lattice. So it's like a mirror. And that's why this technology, this patch is non-transdermal because nothing enters the body. So then the energy that's being emitted out from your body every single second, the crystal lattice actually traps the light frequency and is reflected back into your own body for faster self-healing. That's how the technology works. And I want to share with you this, okay, what I was saying earlier. Everything is organic, amino acids, water, stable, oxygen, sugar. Okay. So then the patches are totally drug-free, chemical-free. So it doesn't interact with any medication that people are taking. Kidney dialysis patients, pacemaker patients, very safe. Okay. People that are going through chemo and radio therapy for cancer patients, very safe because nothing enters the body. So what the patches actually do is that it simply reflects back inward the wavelength of light emitted from our body. That's it. So in any special circumstances also can be used. This is how our body reacts to light. And light has been around for millions of years. Sunlight. If you have ever visited red light district, it's ever red. Anywhere you go in the world is ever red. It's never green. It's never blue. Because red causes excitement. Now, if you visit hospitals, the walls are always blue and white. It's never red. Because if the walls are red, people come in with heart attack, they die even faster. Yeah. Look at doctors, nurses, they never wear red. It's always white or light pink lab coats. So during younger age, our baby age, our kids, teenagers, our parents always ask us to look at green because it's good for our eyesight. I never used to understand why, but because it actually regulates our organ function. That's why natural trees, grasses, and all that, mountains are very good for our eyes and every part of our organs as well. Yeah. If you ever go to beauty salons, they have very expensive yellow light machine to reduce the pigmentation, to increase the glow of your skin. This is what it does, antioxidant, yellow light. This is how our body reacts. Okay, anywhere you go in the world, it's the same. That's why this process in our body is called photobiomodulation. It describes the biochemical reactions that occur in living cells in response to light. Okay, so it's important to understand. And if you have seen different patches that the company has actually produced, this is what it does. Yeah. Energy enhancer gives us the vitality. Okay, it increases the endurance, stamina as well. Neon is good for relaxation and promote sleep. So you go to seaside, you feel so calm, right? Because you see the blue skies and the blue ocean, you feel more relaxed. That is what blue light is. Not your blue light mobile phone, not that one. IT. Green, SP6, it actually regulates organ function. And yellow, you see, glutathione, it increases the antioxidant in our body. So powerful. That's why glutathione, even now, people have a lot of influenza and things like that. The viruses are getting stronger. I don't know why. This is something that when my virus mutates, human body is affected. That's why they keep coming up with new vaccines for human beings. So glutathione is one way to increase the master antioxidant in our body. So then we don't fall sick easily. Very powerful. Okay. So if you look at X39, there's no light color because it's a trade secret. Yeah. So David Smith did not reveal what color that X39 is actually using. Like, this is one of the most important patents that was submitted to the US government by Lifewave. Okay, and this is X39 patent. So basically, if you look at this patent, it says activation of stem cells through a non-transdermal container. That's how David Smith got his patent for X39. So no injections, nothing. Amazing, huh? If you have seen a lot of testimonials, Nong shares a lot during open mic sessions, Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Yeah. You guys are free. You want to learn more? Share the Zoom link with your family and friends as well, because it's important to actually get updated. And when you listen to other people's testimonials, you will feel that this product technology actually can do a lot of wonders. Yeah, because it's not from us, it's from other people, you see. So then we'll troubleshoot whether they're using it correctly, what's not working well, and what can they do extra. Testimonials on diabetes, knee degeneration, autoimmune, blood cancer, Lyme's disease, stroke recovery. So there's so many amazing testimonials that people have shared to benefit this community. Okay. Medical claims, this is what people use that have actually significant progress, right? So then it's something to take note of. Under their shirt, if they have any kind of injury, if they are actually getting old, so then this is something that they can also benefit from. A lot of people ask Chin Hua if a patch can actually work on pets, the second-hand patch. Why can't I use it longer? This is a very good question. Because our human body is actually of a large surface area, but pets and plants are very small surface area. Yeah. So then it actually works on smaller surface area, like pets and plants. But human being, the effect is not. And if you continue to use it, to just leave it on for 24 hours, your body will stop giving out signals. So then this is something to take note of. I've seen people that use it for 24 hours and then the body stop responding to the patches. So you got to let your body rest. Morning X39, nighttime Aeon. And if you leave it on for 24 hours, 36 hours, your skin will start to have reaction as well, rashes, redness, and things like that. It's important to let your skin breathe. So then plants as well, amazing. Huh? These are the things that we've seen. No special fertilizer, just the patches, water, sunlight. That's it. So you can't feed the plant supplement. Pets cough syrup. Given those cough syrup, they'll die. Same. But the patches are in a way that is what we call natural healing. If it's natural, it should benefit human, plants, and also plants, and also pets. Yeah. So these are the things that actually benefit all living cells. So do that little bit of experiment and enjoy the journey. Okay. So I want to tell you guys about 3 misconceptions about stem cells therapy. A younger generation now, the couples, after delivering, they keep their stem cells. All right. And 10 years later, they take it out if there's any health condition that they have. Let's say stroke, let's say uncontrollable diabetes, they can use the frozen stem cells to actually inject it back into our body to regenerate the organs that are affected. Yeah. You see this news? This was about a year and a bit ago. Yeah. This is a very news that called Life Group that actually stores stem cells in the blood bank. Stem cells has to be stored -80, -80. Yeah, make sure they are properly frozen. And one of their blood banks actually was affected because of temperature issue. And all the stem cells were destroyed. Yeah. That's why this company is currently going under being sued as well. Okay. So all the stem cells cannot be used anymore. So then 10 years, you also don't know what's going to happen. Okay. This is something to take note of, especially if you're injecting it into your body. You have to be extra careful. Okay. So do we need to store our stem cells? Not necessary. Okay. If you have the money, go ahead. So then this is one of the wellness clinic in Mont Kiara, and this is what they quoted. The stem cells injection costs between 50 to 100,000. Yeah. And this is not from your own body. Yeah. It's taken from another person's umbilical cord. Okay. Then why are we putting in other people's stem cells into our body? Okay. This is something to actually take off as well. Yeah. See here, they quoted 98,000 onwards, right? How often do you need to do it? Every single year to maintain your health. 98,000 can get you 15 years of Lifewave patches. 15 years, all right? No side effects, non-invasive. If you don't like it, give it to somebody else. But if you have used it long enough, you'll love it. So is this only for the rich and famous? 1,000. Gosh. Right? And then painful procedures. So then if you want to grow your hair, you have to inject it on your scalp. It's very painful. You try to pinch, really so painful. Can you imagine injecting it? Okay. So wrinkles, joints, spines, and things, places like. And normally one treatment will not do justice. You have to go back second, third, fourth time as well. And each treatment costs about 40,000 ringgit only. 3 treatments will cost you about 100 plus. This is something for you to actually consider as well. Yeah. This is something that if people do not understand, they will go for it. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that why go through the pain? Why not start from the safest and most affordable option, okay, which is this, the patches, right? Then X39, you use it in the morning for 12 hours. It elevates the copper peptide in supporting the health of our stem cells. Take out X39 and put on Aeon, so as to reduce stress, promote relaxation, and also helps to sleep better. Yeah. A small scale of people, when they use Aeon at night, they cannot sleep. So switch the Aeon to the morning together with the X39, and then nighttime, don't patch at all. You have to experiment on your own body. I'll give you an example. There's no hard and fast rule on how to patch. It's like Panadol. The recommended dose is 2 tablets 4 times a day, but you don't have to take up to 4 times. You can take 1 time if you feel that your fever is gone, your headache is gone. You don't have to continue. Yeah, same for the patches as well. If nighttime you cannot sleep, so it's important to start with these 2. Very important. In fact, the most important, right? Why? Some people ask, can I use X39 alone? I say yes, but the results will be just drawn to the site of inflammation, and actually this to heal damaged cells, okay, damaged tissues. However, unmanaged inflammation also allows us to survive longer and differentiate to require cell types for repair. We must first clear the inflammation first. Keep clearing the inflammation, so then your healthy stem cells can regrow. So that's why when you use X39 alone only, the results are very slow, because you still have a lot of inflammation inside your body. Every day, we have more and more inflammation because of the food choices that we eat causes inflammation. Fast food and things like that. Radiation causes inflammation. Air that we breathe causes inflammation. The dirty water that we drink causes inflammation. That's why Aeon is so powerful. When you add on X39 together with Aeon, once your inflammation is clear off and you use X39, your healthy stem cells can regrow again. Yeah. Aeon is like the fireman in the bottom left picture. So you need a fireman to put out the fire first, and then only the doctors, the medics, can go in and save the patient. Yeah, X39 is the doctor. Okay. So this is a very simple illustration. I hope you guys understand that. And Aeon is so powerful, and it was developed in 2011. I did a full presentation on Aeon last week. You have not heard my presentation, you can watch the recording on Zoom. Okay? So that's why pain relief, anti-inflammation, anti-aging, calmness, people that have mental illnesses like depression, anxiety, autism, and things like that. So it helps to make them more calm. Over time, you can see the behavioral changes, produces more happy hormone in our body as well, naturally. So coffee makes people happy if they drink like 3-4 cups a day, because it produces dopamine as well. Alcohol as well. Cigarettes as well, but those are not good way of producing happy hormones. Okay, it's one of the best ways. Yeah, what X39 can do: rapid pain relief, reduce inflammation, support wound healing, especially in diabetic wounds. You try it. It helps a lot of people from getting their leg amputated as well. So faster recovery from exercise. It gives you more energy to actually go to the gym, and also to last your whole day. Skin appearance will start to improve as well, and you have better mental clarity. So reduce brain fog, sharper focus. If you've been using 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, your body will start to be in better shape each time. Right? Something that we would like to enjoy during our golden age. Right? So the simplest way to boost your health is to patch and just drink water, 1 liter water a day throughout the day. Nighttime, if you are patching Aeon, you don't have to drink so much water. Just a sip or 2 enough, because you don't want to wake up and go to the toilet. You drink enough throughout the day. Nighttime, you don't drink so much. So then you have a very good sleep. Hydration keeps your cellular signaling functional. Best conductor for electricity in our body. And 70% of our body is made of water. That's why when people are not drinking enough water throughout their lifetime, when they use the patch, they'll be extra thirsty because their body is very dehydrated. Coffee, tea, beer, alcohol is not water, guys. Water is water, mineral water. You can drink spritzer, like you see. There you go. It's mineral water. It's good. Yeah. RO water, reverse osmosis water, it has no health benefits. It's best that you actually drink mineral water because our body needs mineral. Our cells need minerals. Something for you guys to take note of. And how do you start patching? Can you see this vagus nerve anatomy? Vagus nerve is the largest nerve in our body and it connects to all our major organs. Okay. So when you patch it on your spine, it actually stimulates the blood flow to all your organs. So it's like a house that is not getting enough electricity. Your electricals like TV, fridge, washing machine cannot function properly. It's the same concept for our human body as well. So when you stimulate your vagus nerve every single day with X39 and Aeon, your blood flow will start to improve to all your organs. So then over time, all your organs start to function properly again. Yeah, doctors and hospital. So this is what we want. If you go to TCM, also the concept of TCM is to increase the blood flow to all your organs. It's the same concept. So that's why Lifewave is what we call the Western acupuncture technology without the needles. Amazing, huh? You can use it at home, traveling everywhere you go. Just a little patch. This is actually life-changing and life-saving as well. These are the two spots that you can actually try on, all right? And be very consistent, okay? How do you use it? X39 morning 12 hours, Aeon nighttime 12 hours. So you are 50 years old, use 5 months of X39 Aeon first. Do not use other patches first. And in this 5 months, you can see gradual improvements on yourself. After 5 months, review and see what else you need to add on to your body. Any other patches, right? That's why the Zooms are very important. Come in and ask Jinlong, ask, so then we can help you to review as well. So then there are a lot of other products out there that can stimulate stem cells. And this is through artificial frequency. Now, if you have seen this device, it's like Dyson. They also use light frequency, yeah? Light to circulate as well. This you have to blow or you have a stand behind. And the convenience of using this is not so convenient also. Yeah. So that's why it's very important going to the gym, patching as well. So times when I speak to people, they have used this machine before, but only times, and then they give up. And this as well, heat the light frequency. Yeah. So then what it does is it basically stimulate your blood to circulate better. I'm not saying that these machines are no good. I'm saying that these are artificial frequency, and there are a lot of health challenges that cannot use this kind of machine, like kidney dialysis, cancer, pregnant women, maker. So take note of. All right. Lifewave is special because it's the only phototherapy product in the world that uses your human body as its own power source. So our body is the battery. No need plug point, no need AA battery. Our body is the battery. That's why it's so safe. You can use it on people that have pacemaker, kidney dialysis, chemo, radio, and also a lot of other pregnant women also can. This is something to take note of. So just simply take our patented patch, place it on the body, and it goes to work. Amazing. Huh? Malaysia is basically authorized by Medical Device Authority. So this is a medical device, the same as blood pressure machine or the sugar machine to check your glucose level. It doesn't require any halal certificate because it's a medical device. You are using the patches, make sure that you're aware that it comes with healing crisis or healing reaction. Yeah, because when your body is actually detoxing every single day, maybe a bit more tired, you may have cough, flu, fever at the beginning, your aches and pains and things like that. Normal, because our body is so damaged over the years, we have not actually detoxed before. It's like a car that has not been serviced for 20 years. Can you imagine everything is also broken already? Then medication, when you take, it doesn't have healing reaction because it suppresses the symptoms of all your problems. That's why you need to keep taking it. If you don't take it, all the problems starts to come out again. It's like sweeping dust under the carpet over the years and accumulating. That is long-term medication. But Lifewave is different because it's actually helping you to detox every single second. Especially for people that are taking long-term medication or a lot of supplements. It's very important to detox this way. Because your supplements and medication cannot be processed. It builds up toxins in your kidney and your liver. Nowhere to go. So that's why it's important to use Lifewave to detox. So then, like this chart, I always like to compare this. Healing is never linear. It's never one straight line like that. So then it has ups and downs as well, just like our life. Then the first few days you may feel good, and then the next few days you feel, oh, I'm so tired and things like that. And then you feel great again. But when you are using the patches, what it really does is that it's healing you stage by stage. That is so powerful. It's just like our heartbeat. It's never one straight line. Always got up and down one. Then if someone comes to you and say that, wow, after using this product, wow, you will be okay already. You only need to use for 3 months and you're for the rest of your life. Please run for your life. There's no such product in the world. One. You still need to put in a lot of effort. I always tell people that this is a technology where you add on to your healthy regime. Eat right, sleep well, exercise daily. Add on the patches and you'll work wonders. So if you look at public hospitals in Malaysia, patient fees have raised more than 200%. And this is only this year, So medical treatment costs, look at this. 6 major illnesses in 2015 only cost 4 to 5 figures. You see, in 2035, it's going to cost 5 to 6 figures, even 7 figures. And it's really happening now in 2025. This was taken out from the Star newspaper in 15. Inflation is already happening in 2025. So I always tell people that Lifewave is an insurance that we buy today and we can enjoy the benefits over time. So unlike medical insurance, which is also very important, when something happens, only then we claim. So why not we insure ourselves every single day and at a fraction of a cost of a cup of coffee? That's it. Okay, that's all for today.